Hi, welcome back to another MCU review. All right. As promised, I said I was going to do the second half of Ironheart, which just dropped the third, which has been a couple days ago. I watched it. I finished it a few days ago, but I wanted to make sure I posted this video before it got too late. What is that? Oh my gosh. Ew. Okay. Oops, sorry. All right. So, this is part 2. So if you didn't watch Ironheart, go watch it. It's on Disney Plus right now. They released the first half, which I believe was episodes 1, 2, and 3 back in June. And then they released the second half, episodes 4, 5, and 6 on July 3rd, just a few days ago. So if you haven't watched the first episodes, spoiler alert, go watch them. If you don't want to watch those episodes, go watch my review on them, because I reviewed the first 3 episodes already, which is I'll try to link the comment if I remember. I'll try to link it in the comments if I remember. But I do have an MCU review, because I review the MCU. So I have a folder of MCU reviews. So go check that out. But without further ado, and then also, if you watched the last video, I forgot the name. But what I meant to say in the last video, which I kind of alluded to, but I forgot the name of it. But this is not a breakdown, okay? So I will not be breaking down the episodes. If you want to see a breakdown, I advise you to go check out. There's a lot of videos on YouTube that breaks down, the MCU movies and shows. So this is not a breakdown. This is just my review. I try to review it in general, how I liked it, but also how it's applying to the collective spiritually, or me specifically spiritually. So without further ado, here we go. Let's wrap up Ironheart. So my review on Ironheart, overall, I enjoyed it. I'll probably give it like a good 7 or 8 out of 10. Between 7 and 8 out of 10. I did overall enjoy it. My only exceptions, I feel like I said in the last video, we saw Ironheart in the MCU originally for the first time in Wakanda Forever. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And there, she built this suit, okay? And we all know Ironheart for reverse engineering Iron Man's suit. So that's what she's a very smart, genius, black girl from Chicago, Midwest, shout out. And she's just an overall great character, don't get me wrong. But what bothers me is the fact of, like, she had a suit which got destroyed in Wakanda Forever. So if you haven't seen that, go watch that. And then we watch her rebuild the suit in Wakanda. And then at the end of Black Panther, Shuri said that she can't keep the suit. So she had to get the suit back. So then in this season, or this show, we watched her build the suit at MIT. Then MIT kicked her out. And then she took the suit and the suit got destroyed. Then she rebuilt another suit. And I feel like that one got destroyed. Then she rebuilt another suit. And it's just like, in this season, this show, even though the show was nice, I'm excited to see what she can do once she already has her suit. It's just like, the majority of this show, I just felt like she was building suits. It's like all she does is just build suits. It's just, what's your superpower? I build suits. Like, and like, I don't know, like, Iron Man was cool, even though every time we saw Iron Man, he had a different suit. His suit kept advancing. But, like, we didn't have to see Iron Man build his suits. He built them off camera. They spent so much time us watching her build these suits. And it's just like, man, and I understand she doesn't have the money to have the tech that she can just take damage and continue. But it's just like, why are we spending so much time her building these suits? Can she just, get some sturdy material from somewhere? Like, oh my gosh, like, shout out to vibranium, because you don't got to rebuild vibranium this much. Like, too bad, like, she should have built the suit and then went to Shuri and see if she can get her old suit back, because dang. And her suit is always being destroyed. Like, on top of it's always being, it's like they're neck and neck. I don't know which one is, like, higher up. Like, does she build more suits or does she destroy more suits, But at the same time, it, I just got tired of seeing her rebuild these suits. Rebuild and then get destroyed. And then at the end, spoiler alert, I thought she destroyed, her suit got destroyed, because I was just so bummed out, because it, like, her ultimate not goodbye, but like her ultimate, her final smash, okay, for lack of better terms, was a self-destruct. She pulled an what is it? Executor? No. Well, I think he does. Executor does do self-destruct. What was Voltorb? Yes, the Pokemon Voltorb. Just self-destruct, but it ended up being like a hologram, so that was cool. But then, like, the suit was still, like, took damage. It's just like, when is she gonna get some reliable metal? And then, as we all know, if you haven't heard, Mephisto finally hit the MCU. We know they mentioned Mephisto and Agatha all along. So we finally got to see him, the character playing Mephisto, which I didn't know was the same guy that played Borat. So shout out to him. Forget his name. But, he finally hit the MCU. And then we got like a flash forward, because like her AI, Natalie, ends up getting taken away once she added magic to the suit, which ended up like her talking to Mephisto at the end, and we saw like a little flash forward. We don't know how far in the future it is, but it looks like she kind of made a deal with Mephisto, because she got Natalie back, but then she started getting like the same scarring that the guy who played the Hood had. So that's that. And then, speaking of the Hood talks to the girl who was helping Riri with the magic. Creed, I forgot her name. But what bothered me about that scene, it was the fact that, like, he walks in. This is like post credits, so they'll give you the option on Disney Plus to skip ahead after the credits. But like, after the show ended, the Hood gets destroyed. She takes his hood away. But then I guess he goes to the magic shop. And then this girl she doesn't know him. But then she's just so willing to show him some magic. And it's like, girl, you don't know him. Like, I heard, some magic here. And then she's like, what kind of magic? I can turn these gumballs into more gumballs. I can turn these jelly beans into gumballs. Something like that. And that's cool. That's cool. Like, I'm not saying it's not. But it's just setting you up for, like, he's going to work with her. Hopefully they do something with it. And it's not going to be like, the MCU is good for dropping stuff that they don't do anything with. So that's fine. But overall, I did enjoy it. It was a different spin. We got to see her build some shit. That's about it. And then, like, the community came together. It was a really good show. It was a cute little series. I'm glad they dropped it how they did. I mean, they could have dropped all 6 episodes, but I'm glad they at least dropped like half of it and then the other half. And it wasn't like too long of a wait. I want to say it was just like a week later. So it wasn't too long that we had to wait. So that's good too. Got to like binge watch the 3 episodes. It was easy to follow. It was just something cute, like, it was cute. At least to get us it was something to watch until Fantastic Four comes out. So I'll be really excited to do Fantastic Four review. I'm gonna see that when it comes out. But other than that, let's dive into the spiritual aspect of it. Okay, so as we all know, on Blue Twin Flame journey. Okay, um, the Blue Twin Flame isn't about finding a connection between you and someone else. As we all know, we're made up of masculine and feminine energy. Masculine energy is a thought, idea. That's an example of masculine energy, is a thought or idea. So the thoughts you have, ideas inside here, that's the masculine energy. Feminine energy is creation. So everything on this 3D world plane, three-dimensional plane, was created. Me, you, this phone you're watching me on, or the phone I'm recorded on, the internet, it's all created. So all of this embodies feminine energy, okay? So masculine energy is the thought. Creation is feminine energy. And the Blue Twin Flame connection is you acknowledging these connections, being the observer that you are, and you're able to unlock a frequency where it's more synchronicities. Because of this connection you're observing, you're able to observe more synchronicities. And then your universe, because we are the center of our universe, the universe speaks through us. I know I made reference to this in my last video, but I actually have a folder of Blue Twin Flame, which I'm still adding videos to, but there's enough videos for you to go check out. So if you're interested, go check this out. Blue Twin Flame folder on my page. But I also made reference to this in the last video. But similar to Manifold, if you're an MCU watcher, he is a mutant from Australia who has a special connection to the universe. And communicates to the universe. It's like that. Like, honestly, that's how life is, So if you relate to that, if you have a special connection to the universe, or, like Manifold, or it's also kind of like, it's like Manifold, but also like, you remember like Tom Street? I forgot the street from, what was that show? Not Suicide Squad. What's the show that was on? It was by DC, and it had that blob guy, the blob girl, that one guy who's radioactive, cyborg. Not Teen Titans, but it was a different show. I can't remember the name of it. Or that, or like, remember the house from Encanto, the Disney movie Encanto, how the house was a symbiotic being, or not a symbiotic, kind of, not symbiotic, but sentient. The house was a sentient being, and in the show that I'm referring to, this street was a sentient being. It had its own consciousness, but it used the signs and different things around to communicate. That's how the universe is. The universe speaks through you. Just earlier today, I was riding my bike, and I ran into some tarot cards. Not like a full deck of tarot cards, but they were tarot cards just laying on the ground, like spread out. So I collected them and then looked them up, and then that was a message from my universe speaking to me, that I would not have known if I did not stop to read the cards. So it's like 72 cards in a deck. It wasn't like a full deck, but like it was select cards, so I took it as and they resonated with me. That's the great part too. So like, it literally is your universe speaking to you. I also, right after I got the cards, I found a phone case that fit my phone. It's hella phones out there, and it's the iPhone. So like, to find a case, and I did need a case. Like, my other cases was coming apart. So to find a case, it's all synchronistic. But when you're on this Blue Twin Flame journey, you have these synchronicities, okay? So what you watch, you can also get a spiritual resonance from. It can resonate with you. And what I spoke about in the last video with this Blue Twin Flame journey, it's been, as I watched this show, um how Riri is incorporating more magic into her life, as am I. I am incorporating more magic into my life. And when I say magic, I mean like spirituality is equivalent to magic. The universe is all magical, you know, stuff that can't be explained through pure science. That's what we're going to label as magic, you know. And just being able to be on this journey is a blessing in itself, first and foremost. But like with Mephisto popping up, I know Mephisto is symbolic for the devil, okay? And I don't think, like, for show purposes, okay, that works. But in this Blue Twin Flame journey, I don't really believe in, like, not say I don't believe in the devil, but the devil's an energy, but like everything you do happens for a reason, you know? And like I feel like heaven and hell is like a state of mind, you know, like when you're doing, if you consciously know better and you're still doing those things and then it's affecting you, you're going to live in a sense of hell because you're redoing things you know that you shouldn't do, but you're still doing them. So you're living in a state of hell, you know, because you know better and you're still reliving the same things. Now, just like a sense of heaven or a state of heaven would be, you know, everything is doing great. You know, the universe is speaking to you. You know, you reach a frequency where things are falling into your favor. And it may not always look like your favor, but everything is your favor when you think about it, you know. Especially when you're on this Blue Twin Flame journey, because you appreciate every little thing that happens. And everything happens for a reason, including watching these Marvel shows. So, like, I think for theatric purposes, Mephisto is there. I mean, obviously, Mephisto is there. But, like, as I related to my Blue Twin Flame journey, I wouldn't say, like, magic is good or evil, like how Mephisto is. You know, it's a tool that the universe uses to speak to you. You know, I don't believe your universe is evil, but like what you do with it is what you do with it. Now, that doesn't make the universe evil. It's just what you are doing. You know, what you choose to do. So it's easy to, you know, label things as good or bad, especially when you're on the outside looking in. But when you're from the inside looking out, it's not necessarily good or bad, but it's what you know, consciously are doing with the abilities that your universe provides you, you know, that God provides you. Yeah. So like, I love the fact that they're incorporating spirituality, but also magic into the MCU. That's cool. And it's cool as I'm incorporating more spirituality into my life. Because years ago, I was not spiritual, you know? And then you wasn't seeing much spiritual stuff in MCU. But as time progressed, they're incorporating more things into spirituality. And I'm incorporating more spirituality into my life. So that's cool too, you know? But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it. We're almost at 20 minutes here, so 19:19 on the clock. But yeah, I enjoyed the show. I'm really excited for Fantastic Four and what spiritual implications that we can implement there. All right. If you, like I said before, if you haven't checked out my last MCU review, go check that out. If you want to go see some of the Blue Twin Flame videos, go check those out. All my readings are timeless, so go check those out too if you're led to, okay? Other than that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for viewing and watching. It's been a blessing. Before I go, let's just take a moment to give thanks to E, all the above. You can fill A through D with whatever you want, whether that's God, the Most High, Marvel, let's just give thanks, so thank you. And I thank you for watching. Also, let's just take a moment to, all day long we breathe unconsciously for ourselves. So let's just take a moment to breathe for someone else, whether they're here with us, whether they're not here with us, whether they're listening, whether they're not listening, whether they're thinking of you, not thinking of you. Let's just take a moment for someone outside of us to take a breath for someone. So on the count of 3, we're going to inhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale through your nose. And then exhale through your mouth. All right. I love you. I love me. I love us. I love we. And I will talk to you guys in another video. Bye.